So good afternoon, everyone. I will speak in English, slowly enough, I hope, to make everyone understand my French English. I am here to remind you that I have been following all works here since 2017, and you may recognize if you were there in 2019 or 22, the Liliade Learning Center of the University of Lille, where I work. And I am currently working on all the extension of the work we have done on transforming the diploma. So we have sent already 80,000 certificate of completion of the diploma, but there are many, many questions raised on the standard used. As we all know, Luis Areño-Martin made a presentation too that showed what we are currently doing as pilots at European level, but also what we have been doing as for the time being with a BC diploma. And there are many questions from the International Relationship Directorate of the University of Lille, like the international students really love what we are offering, but there may be also joint master's degree. How do you make that? Like, for example, there are 3 universities signing the paper. So when we have to sign a document in the University of Porto, Portugal, in the University of Lille, in the University of Hamburg, Germany, and in Taiwan, it's a bit complicated. But how do we handle that from 4 different universities? So this is what I am currently working on. Also, I just wanted to show you the last statistics we have with more than 200,000 views in the world. And this is also in 167 countries. So it's a big success, and the satisfaction rate of the students, of the diplomees, actually, they are not students anymore, is now 83%, very satisfied people of this new format. So the University of Lille, thanks to all these, has been a partner to the European Blockchain Partnership since 2018 already. And we are in, I am not going to retell you everything that is happening at European level because there have been many presentations on that. But we are in another project than Luis called ePIC Vector. And we shall be trying to issue directly for the university a credential V3 in May 2025. So I am also here because I have another involvement that is much more passionate than this one, and it's called open education. And many people don't know really in a community dedicated to open recognition what is open education. Thank you. Open education is a way to help teachers not to begin a course from blank, you know, and they can find something on the internet and don't feel well to reuse it for themselves. But if they know about open educational resources, they know to see if the author has accepted in advance that you reuse this educational material, whatever it is. And this is a relief to any teacher, and he knows he can share it in the classroom, and he can improve it, he can personalize it, he can translate it into another language when there is nothing. So it's all perfect. And this is why the UNESCO has recognized open educational resources since 2002. And it is today a recommendation. And this is why the day I discovered open education, I decided to become an activist. And year after year, finally, today, I am the president of the board of Open Education Global. Open Education Global is an American nonprofit organization that is based in the Massachusetts, because the open course were from the MIT originally. And you see there are 222 institutional members, and also the possibility to be an individual members that have been set up only 2 years ago, and that is new, but now with our new bylaws, it's settled, and you can now join as an individual member. And you have also 18 sustaining members paying in advance for 5 years because they believe this movement will really change the world in better. And what do we need more today? So you see, people are from everywhere. We have staff from Mexico, from Slovakia, working and living in South Africa, from Ecuador, from Canada, Rajiv, and it's a wonderful team from Canada, of course, from America. You also have, well, me from France. Only one other European, that is Paola Corti from Politecnico di Milano. And we have Glenda Cox, who recently joined with Robert Lawson from Edmonton, who hosted the conference last week, etc. Open Education Japan is well represented too. What is open recognition in our world? It's called the Open Education Awards. You know, all we are working on here, people don't see it really. They don't know who we are. In the end, they receive an open badge or they find something on the internet. And we are not even sometimes the author, but we are just people who make it happen. And I love the awards that have been thought of and designed by Open Education. It's about being a catalyst, for example, someone who feels what one should do, and everyone can go and take a call of physio, and he or she will know what to do next. You have the students, you have the leadership with Colin de la Higuera of the fig tree, it's called. His name is de la Higuera, not of the fig tree. And you also have recognition for infrastructure, Serge. I love the one who won this year. It's called Open Music Academy. It was a teacher in Munich at the music high school. And one day, one student told him, if you don't like your editors, which was the case, you can think of Creative Commons. And year after year, he built everything to be able to put his music books on a specific platform. And now he has more than 100, and it's only in German and English, and everybody can contribute. You know, it's just the beginning still today. So I will be leaving on Saturday to Brisbane because it's global. So it's a yearly conference, and just to tell you that last year it was in Canada and the year before in France, so in Europe. Okay, this is all fine. We're all people who love what we're doing. We think we change the world. But there is an educational crisis nowadays. And there is a white elephant in the room because nobody really wants to talk about what happened yesterday. And one of the points of the program of, I will call him Voldemort, the man, I don't want to speak his name out, said he doesn't want any education department and schools anymore. And in some African countries, I've been reported, there are no more school. Children don't go to school anymore. They just hang around and begin to work as soon as possible. On the other hand, you see, this is typical from right extreme influencers who says that we are all extremists, which is always very, very far away from the real crisis. So, yes, we can think of the struggle, not funding enough education, not recognizing enough the teachers and the administration staff too. I think we were not supported enough. I have been here only 15 years because before I was a lawyer, so I just can see that everything has been so difficult and there is a reluctancy to innovation too. I would have loved that open badges is now already happened, but it's just the beginning. And there is also a market barrier, because there is not only public funding, but public funding sometimes, in addition, for example, in school books, they finance a lot, billions every year. In Europe, it's estimated 5 billion euro, what it costs to give children and adults what we call school books, but it's anything that is not a novel and that is not scientific, it's to learn. And it has not been transferred to EdTech, you see? So it couldn't happen because there was never a public procurement to make this happen. And also you can have also teacher reluctance to adopt, because they have also not been trained to have digital skills. So it's there are many reasons why, and nobody is really, you know, we are not here to say there is a fault somewhere, but in the end, it's really quite sad that we are doing so much here, we are so much involved, and our efforts are sometimes disappointing, as opposed to Duolingo, for example. So I just reported you the first 3 months this year, total bookings were, you see, 197 million, an increase of 41% from the prior year quarter. And the subscription bookings are also more than 150 million. And you will see, yes, but this is not our work. But I'm just wondering, I'm give you the facts that I myself, I acknowledge here, you see. So many people, you cannot love Duolingo, not everybody does, but obviously there are very many million users every month. So my solution, and I am just wondering, yes, it's okay. So one of the things I've thought, because I work in the blockchain technology, I work on open education, open recognition, and it was hard to, to imagine the future of what I see as a solution. But I met, thanks to that, people from outside education too, decentralized identifier, of course, verifiable credentials, which are part of everything we're doing here. It's Open Badge v3, practically. I know a lot about open educational resources, and I think there are ways that we are all studying here to recognize informal learning in formal context, allowing people to get the next job or to feel better recognized. And there is also another thing that you learn if you work a lot in blockchain technologies, is that you meet a lot of people in finance. And usually we don't, in education, we are not very open to finance. But when they discover what I am doing, they're so amazed, they understand that it's so important to work on education. And so it's like this, what I am going to present you now, and tomorrow too, if you are interested, you can come, because there will be a work meeting tomorrow here. It's that I met 2 separate people in decentralized identity, plus 1 in finance, not in crypto monies, but in finance. We discussed together. I have launched in 2020 Open Education Global Francophone. So I met a lot of African people who are really eager to know more about open education. And together, we have thought of solutions. C'est bon, hein? On a vu avec Eric, c'est tout. Oui? So this is a way to converge on giving an identity to children born without identity in Africa, but also to any average people at a cost that is less than usually what is sold to government. It's a way to then have a search engine dedicated to find OER. Then to work on existing OER, fantastic OER, and to market them, what is not the work of teachers. Teachers don't know how to market their courses. But there it will be presented directly in the hand of the people who need it. And you will have a certificate. And if you are successful, if your certificate is interesting, the data will allow employers or a bank to give you a reward. This is where I am today. And if you like to learn more, so it's tomorrow morning in the room in the second floor. Thank you very much.